Today, we're talking about a true icon, Judge Frank Caprio, the man known as America's nicest judge. This guy wasn't just a judge, he was a symbol of compassion, humor, and heart, winning over millions through his TV show Caught in Providence. Sadly, Frank passed away on August 20, 2025, and the news hit hard for fans across the globe. In this video, we're going all in: his cause of death, wife, age, family, net worth, lifestyle, and a full biography that shows why he was so beloved. This is gonna be a long one, packed with stories, stats, and tributes, so grab a drink, get comfy, and let's honor Judge Frank Caprio's incredible life. If you've ever watched his viral courtroom clips, you're gonna want to stick around for this. Let's dive in. Let's start with Frank Caprio's biography, because his story is the ultimate American dream with an Italian twist. Born on November 24, 1936, in Federal Hill, Providence, Rhode Island, Francesco Frank Caprio grew up in a tight-knit Italian-American neighborhood. His dad, Antonio Caprio, was an immigrant from Tino, Italy, working as a fruit peddler and milkman with just a fifth-grade education. His mom, Filomena, was born in Providence to parents from Naples, Italy, and raised 8 kids. Frank was the middle of 3 sons, with an older brother, Anthony, and a younger brother, Joe. Life wasn't easy. They lived in a cold-water flat with no central heating, huddling around a stove for warmth. Frank always said he had a privileged childhood, not because of money, but because of the love and values his parents gave him. His dad taught him compassion, often forgiving milk bills for struggling families, a lesson Frank carried into his courtroom. As a kid, Frank hustled, shining shoes, delivering newspapers, and helping on his dad's milk truck. He went to Providence Public Schools and Central High School, where he was a wrestling star, winning the state championship in 1953. He worked 3 jobs, dishwasher, car polisher, and newspaper worker, to pay for Providence College, earning a bachelor's degree in 1958. While teaching American government at Hope High School, he attended night classes at Suffolk University Law School in Boston, balancing work and study. He graduated, passed the bar, and started his legal career in 1965, founding the Caprio law firm with his sons later on. Inspired by JFK's call to public service, Frank entered politics, serving on the Providence City Council from 1962 to 1968. He ran for Rhode Island Attorney General in 1970 but lost to Republican Richard J. Israel. He was a delegate to the 1975 Rhode Island Constitutional Convention and 5 Democratic National Conventions, showing his deep commitment to civic life. Frank's big break came as a judge. Appointed to the Providence Municipal Court in 1985, he served as chief judge until his retirement in 2023, handling traffic and minor violations with a heart of gold. His courtroom became the set for Caught in Providence, a TV show that started on local Rhode Island TV in 2000 and went into national syndication in 2018. Clips of Frank's rulings, like dismissing a grieving mom's $400 parking tickets or letting kids judge their parents' cases, went viral, racking up over 1 billion views on YouTube and earning him 3.2 million Instagram followers and 1.6 million on TikTok. The show got Daytime Emmy nominations 3 years running, and Frank's mix of humor, empathy, and fairness made him a global sensation, dubbed the nicest judge in the world. He retired in 2023, and the Providence City Council renamed his courtroom the Chief Judge Frank Caprio Courtroom. In February 2025, he released his memoir, Compassion in the Court, sharing stories of his life and rulings. Beyond the bench, he chaired the Rhode Island Board of Governors for Higher Education, founded the Antonio Caprio Scholarship Fund for urban students, and supported charities like the Rhode Island Food Bank and Boys Town of Italy. Now, let's get to the heartbreaking part: Frank Caprio's cause of death. On August 20, 2025, Frank passed away at 88 after a courageous battle with pancreatic cancer, as confirmed by his family on Instagram and reported by outlets like CNN and People. He was diagnosed in November 2023, right around his 87th birthday, which he said was usually one of the happiest days, but turned somber with the news. He underwent 6 months of chemotherapy and 5 radiation treatments at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and Baptist Health Miami Cancer Institute, finishing in May 2024 and ringing the cancer bell, a moment he called symbolic of healing. Fans thought he'd beaten it, but in a video posted on August 19, 2025, from his hospital bed, Frank shared he'd had a setback and asked for prayers, saying, "I'm a great believer in the power of prayers." Tragically, he passed away the next day at 2:15 p.m., surrounded by family. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee ordered flags at half-mast, calling him a Rhode Island treasure, who faced his illness with bravery. The exact medical details of his final moments aren't public, but pancreatic cancer is known for its aggressive nature, and Frank's openness about his struggle touched millions. Frank's age at the time of his passing was 88, born on November 24, 1936. At 5 feet 8 inches with a warm smile and those iconic glasses, he carried an energy that made him seem timeless, even in his late 80s. In interviews, he said staying active, whether in court, with family, or doing charity, kept him young. His age didn't slow his passion for connecting with people, and fans on X noted he seemed immortal in his viral clips, making his loss even more shocking. Let's talk about his family, because Frank was a family man through and through. He was married to Joyce Caprio for over 60 years, tying the knot in 1965. Joyce, who celebrates her birthday on October 15, was his rock, often by his side at public events like the Daytime Emmys. Frank called her, "the incredible woman who gave me the greatest gift, our 5 amazing children," in a Mother's Day post. They had 5 kids: Frank T. Caprio, a former Rhode Island state treasurer and gubernatorial candidate; David Caprio, a former state representative; Marissa Caprio-Pesci, John Caprio, and Paul Caprio. The couple also had 7 grandchildren, including Jordan Edward Benjamin and Soph Caprio, and 2 great-grandchildren. Frank's family shaped his worldview. He often referenced lessons from his parents and his role as a dad and grandpa in his rulings. His kids followed his public service legacy, with Frank T. and David entering politics and law. Despite their public profiles, the Caprios kept things low-key, living in Providence and Narragansett. Frank shared family moments on Instagram, like throwing the first pitch at a Red Sox game in 2019 with his kids cheering. His brother Anthony passed away in 2021, but Joe, who produced Caught in Providence, was close with Frank until the end. On the wife front, Joyce Caprio was Frank's partner for over 6 decades. While she stayed out of the spotlight, her support was undeniable. Frank praised her strength and devotion, especially during his cancer battle. They met in Providence, though details of their courtship are private. Joyce attended his courtroom tapings and charity events, and Frank's social media posts, like one calling her the backbone of their family, showed their deep bond. No scandals or drama ever touched their marriage, a rare feat for a public figure. Joyce's quiet presence let Frank shine, and after his passing, fans on X sent condolences to her, noting her role as his unwavering support. Frank didn't have a net worth in the flashy celebrity sense, but estimates vary widely. Sources like SaveDaughters.com and the Economic Times peg his net worth at around $5 million in 2025, while others like InformationCradle.com claim $13 million. His income came from his judicial salary, $298,500 annually at retirement, per SarkarinaukriExams.com, his law firm, and Caught in Providence syndication deals. Social media revenue, with millions of followers, added an estimated $379,300 to $512,400 yearly, per the Economic Times. Frank owned properties: a home at 160 Vinton Street in Providence, a multi-million-dollar residence in Narragansett, and 2 properties in Florida, Miami and West Palm Beach. He was a co-owner of the Coast Guard House restaurant in Narragansett, a popular spot. Despite his wealth, Frank lived modestly, focusing on family and charity over luxury. He drove practical cars, no Lambos here. And his biggest splurges were on education and scholarships, like the Antonio Tup Caprio Scholarship Fund he founded at Suffolk University. Frank's lifestyle was a blend of hard work, community, and simple joys. He lived primarily in Providence, with a summer home in Narragansett where he'd relax at the Coast Guard House, co-owned with friend Robert Leonard. His daily routine in his judge years started early, up at 6 a.m., coffee, and the newspaper, then court by 8. He'd hear cases with his signature humor, often chatting with defendants about their lives. Lunch was Italian comfort food, think pasta or chicken parm, at local spots like Joe's Cafe in Federal Hill. Afternoons might include meetings for the Rhode Island Board of Governors or charity work. Evenings were for family, dinner with Joyce, calls with his kids, or watching the Boston Red Sox. He was a diehard fan, throwing the ceremonial first pitch in 2019. Post-retirement, Frank slowed down but stayed active, writing his memoir, posting on Instagram, and visiting grandkids. He loved blue dress shirts, colorful socks, and had a weakness for Italian pastries like cannoli. Travel was modest, trips to Italy for heritage, Florida for his properties, or Boston for Suffolk University events. Hobbies included reading history, golfing with friends, and mentoring young lawyers. During his cancer battle, he shared videos of chemo sessions, listening to Jewel's music for calm. His faith, Catholic, with a belief in the power of prayers, kept him grounded, as did his family. Socially, he was a community fixture, attending local fundraisers and chatting with fans who recognized him from YouTube. Frank's legacy goes beyond the courtroom. He founded scholarships at Providence College, Suffolk Law, and Central High School, all named for his dad, to help urban kids access education. His Philomena Fund, started in 2021, covered traffic fines for those who couldn't pay, inspired by a letter from a struggling defendant. He co-chaired the Rhode Island Statue of Liberty Foundation in 1983, raising funds for its restoration. His military service in the Rhode Island Army National Guard, 1954 to 1962, shaped his discipline. Fans on X called him an angel whose compassion inspired them, with posts like, "Heaven gained another hero," after his passing. His Caught in Providence clips, like one where a 7-year-old sentenced his dad to a pancake breakfast, showed his knack for blending justice with humanity. To wrap it up, Frank Caprio was 88 when he passed from pancreatic cancer on August 20, 2025, leaving behind his wife Joyce, 5 kids, 7 grandkids, and 2 great-grandkids. His net worth was around $5 to $13 million, built from his judge salary, law firm, and viral fame. His lifestyle was humble yet impactful, centered on family, faith, and giving back. His biography, From a Milkman's Son to a Global Icon, shows what compassion can do. What's your favorite Frank Caprio moment? Drop it in the comments, like if this touched you, and share with friends who loved Caught in Providence. Want more bios on figures like Judge Judy or local heroes? Let me know. Rest in peace, Judge Caprio, your heart lives on. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.